Hello there. I'm back with another Fu Manchu. Uh, I suppose it's something of a review or probably a rant more than anything, because I've watched the Blood of Fu Manchu the other night after watching the Castle of Fu Manchu. I said that it was a bit twee and it wasn't like I imagined as a youngster. This next one that I watched was really not very good. I say this probably with a bit of a heavy heart, because I really used to like these Christopher Lee Fu Manchu films. And you know, when you revisit something that you remembered as a kid and it's not quite the same, I have to say I was really disappointed in this fourth one. I've come to the conclusion that Christopher Lee, it seems that he made five of these Fu Manchu films, and I've watched the last one, which was The Castle, and then this one, The Blood of Fu Manchu, which was the fourth one. So there was probably a little mini franchise going in the 60s. This is me just going out on a limb. And I reckon probably the first and the seconds were pretty good, and then third, fourth, and fifth might have started to deteriorate in quality. I'm hoping that I've made that assumption, because I'm going to have to get the first one and watch that, because I'm sure that fourth one that I watched last night, The Blood of Fu Manchu, I don't remember watching that. In the last one, I said it reminded me of a Saturday morning pictures type of film that I used to watch as a kid. But this fourth one, you wouldn't have been able to watch that as a kid. It was mildly pornographic bondage type thing. He's got all these women, and he's got them all chained up in a dungeon, and he's infecting them with snake venom. And when they go out and kiss these important high profile people that are enemies of Fu Manchu, they kill them with a single kiss, because of the poison on their lips. It's again a bit of a twee subject, but again, it's very, very 60s, and I suppose back in the 60s it might have been pushing the boundaries. But these ladies that are all chained up, they're being made. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude or anything like that, but this was just, it was just crass. And it certainly wouldn't have been something that would have been put on television as a child, because I certainly don't remember watching that particular Fu Manchu story. Otherwise, they probably might have edited certain scenes out. But I was disappointed, I'd have to say. The Blood of Fu Manchu. It was, I like the concept. I like Christopher Lee, and even though he doesn't make a very good looking or good for a Chinaman or something like that, this film took the biscuit when it came to not being very good. It was disappointing. So I've got to go back to the very first film of the Christopher Lee Fu Manchu series, and perhaps that was better. I don't know. I mean, maybe my memory's so distorted, because I'm probably looking at things through the eyes of a little kid, and how thrilled I was to watch it. Nowadays, it really does look very, very dated. But I mean, the one that I watched, The Castle of, although it was dated, I still enjoyed it. But the fourth one, The Blood of Fu Manchu, I didn't really like that at all. I just thought it was really not a very good script. Visually, it wasn't very good. I think all the sort of like mild bondagey thing with all these ladies that he's, putting this poison into, so that they go around kissing these celebrities around the world that are enemies of Fu Manchu. All right, the idea and the concept is all right, but you wouldn't chain them up in dungeons and treat them so harshly and then expect them to go out and do all your bidding. You'd keep them in sort of a comfortable lifestyle and make them feel great, and then persuade them to go and do it with riches and things like that, because after all, he's this rich arch villain. So the whole thing just didn't really work, and I just found myself picking holes in it. Again, I liked Christopher Lee as Fu Manchu, as the quintessential villain, but even Richard Green doesn't look very good as a Nayland Smith. I think the very first film or two was a different actor playing Nayland Smith. Maybe after doing one or two of them, he thought, I don't want to do no more. I think I've got to the back end of the Fu Manchu stories when they were probably losing their influence. So, yeah, you know, perhaps the first one would be better and more like I remembered it as a kid, because the two that I've watched, they didn't spark too much. I mean, I like I like the last one. I like the last one, which was the one I watched yesterday, the Castle of, but the Blood of is, oh, honestly, it's really bad. Anyway, just be having a little rant. I hope you're doing all well. Hope to see you soon.